There are nights when the soul feels hollow, when silence grows heavy and cold. You stare into the dim light of your room, and everything feels fragile, uncertain, unsafe. The world outside your window seems too large, too loud, too far from peace. Maybe you've been strong for too long. Maybe the day has asked too much of you. You've smiled when your heart trembled. You've kept going when your knees were shaking. Tonight, your spirit whispers, I'm tired. But even in this fragile quiet, something sacred waits. A presence that does not demand perfection. A love that doesn't rush you to be okay. Beneath the shadow of the Almighty, you are not alone. Under His wings, you are known, seen, and safe. This is the hour when heaven leans close, when the noise fades and your soul remembers who holds you. Stay here. Breathe. Let this be the moment you stop running, the moment you lay down the armor and rest in the arms of God. Because you are not meant to carry the world. You are meant to rest in the one who made it. Tonight, as the stars quietly bloom across the sky, let your heart return home. The light of God is still shining, even in your midnight hour. His promises are not broken by darkness. His presence is not limited by fear. The same God who spoke light into existence whispers peace into your spirit now. Let these words guide you deeper into stillness. Let them become the soft rhythm of your breathing. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Psalm 27, verse 1. Pause on that. Let it echo. The Lord is your light, not just the sun that rises, but the radiance that never dims. He is your salvation, not just in eternity, but in the moments you think you can't make it through the night. Whom shall you fear? Not the future, not the memories, not the silence, because the light has already entered the room. Sometimes fear doesn't vanish in an instant. It softens, like a shadow at dawn. Maybe you still feel the ache, the uncertainty. That's okay. Light doesn't always shout. Sometimes it simply stays. Steady, gentle, unwavering. The Lord's light is not outside of you. It surrounds you. It fills the corners of your weariness. It touches the places you tried to hide. So, when fear knocks, you can whisper back, I am not alone. You can rest in the truth that your Savior stands between you and the storm. You can breathe in peace, exhale every anxious thought, and let His light be enough for this moment. Even if tears still fall, even if the path ahead feels blurred, His presence holds you steady. His love is not fragile. It does not flicker when you doubt. It burns quietly, faithfully, like a lamp in the window of your heart. Now listen to another promise, one that carries the weight of comfort. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Psalm 46, verse 1. Do you hear it? He is not far away, not a distant echo of hope. He is present, here, now, in this very breath. You don't have to climb your way to Him. You don't have to perform your way into peace. Refuge means you can stop running. Strength means you don't have to be your own rescue. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a fortress, not of stone, but of light. Its walls rise around your heart, unshaken by storms, untouched by fear. That's who God is for you tonight. A refuge that does not collapse when the world feels uncertain. Maybe your trouble has no quick answer. A diagnosis, a broken relationship, a quiet grief no one else sees. Still, He is present, very present. Not tomorrow, not when you finally feel strong again, but now, right here, in this heartbeat. His strength meets you in weakness. His mercy stands where your control ends. You may feel small, but the one within you is mighty. You may feel weary, but his power does not fade. Sometimes, help doesn't come as a miracle that changes everything overnight. Sometimes it comes as peace that steadies your hands, or courage that helps you take one more step. Sometimes it's the simple reminder you are still held. God is your refuge when you wake at 3 a.m. and can't silence the noise of worry. He is your strength when you've run out of words to pray. You can lean into him like a weary child against a father's chest. You can trust that his arms are strong enough to hold what's breaking inside you. When everything feels uncertain, his presence is the one constant. When your plans crumble, his purpose still stands. When your strength runs out, his begins. That is the secret peace hidden in Psalm 46. Not the absence of chaos, but the presence of God within it. Maybe tonight you're not searching for answers, only a moment to breathe. A place where the noise fades, where your soul can finally rest. This is that moment. A gentle pause between what was and what will be. Let your heart sink into the quiet assurance that you are not forgotten. The same God who spoke peace to the raging sea is whispering now, "Be still." Let those words soak into the corners of your mind like soft rain. Be still. Not because the storm has vanished, but because you are safe in the hands of the one who never lets go. In that stillness, faith slowly opens its eyes again. Hope stretches like dawn across the horizon of your heart. And when the weight of the world presses too hard to bear, when you whisper through weary tears, "I can't do this anymore," heaven leans close. The silence shifts. You are not walking through this night alone. Even now, unseen wings surround you. The presence of God stands watch with unshakable love. You are guarded. You are covered. You are never outside his care. Psalm 34, verse 7 says, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them." Picture that for a moment. You, surrounded, not by darkness, not by danger, but by light. Angels forming a circle of safety around your home, your heart, your thoughts. You are seen. You are guarded. The unseen world moves with purpose, and that purpose is your protection. Maybe tonight you feel vulnerable, like everything could collapse if one more thing goes wrong. But the truth is, the battle around you is not fought alone. Every prayer you whisper, every tear you release is heard in the courts of heaven, and the Lord commands his angels concerning you. You may not see them, but they stand where fear used to live. They stand where hopelessness once built its walls. You are not forsaken. You are surrounded by mercy wearing armor. When you step into tomorrow, remember this: you never walk into a room by yourself. The presence of the Almighty fills the space before you arrive. His angels carry peace into the corners of your day. They guard your coming and your going, your resting and your rising. You are wrapped in divine protection. And still, sometimes fear lingers. It whispers in the quiet hours. That's when the words of Isaiah 41:10 breathe life into your heart again. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. Listen carefully to that promise. God does not say, "I will be with you." He says, "I am," right now, in this very breath. You don't have to wait for rescue. You are already held by the one who never lets go. Fear loses its voice in the presence of "I am." Your trembling heart can rest because the creator of galaxies calls you his own. He walks beside you in the grocery aisle, in the hospital room, on the road home after midnight. He is not only your God, He is your companion, the friend who doesn't leave when the lights go out. What if you believed that? What if tonight you chose faith instead of fear? You don't need to have it all together. You only need to remember who stands with you. Even when your knees shake, His hands steady you. Even when you can't see the path ahead, His presence lights the next step. Because faith is not about knowing the whole road. Faith is walking, trusting that He already waits at the end. Joshua 1:9 whispers like a command and a comfort. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. These are not just ancient words. They are marching orders for a weary soul. Strength does not mean you never cry. Courage does not mean you never feel fear. It means you keep moving, even with trembling hands, because love walks beside you. Maybe you've faced battles that no one else sees, anxiety that doesn't sleep, decisions that haunt your thoughts, responsibilities that pull at your heart. But courage is not the absence of weakness. It's the choice to rise anyway. And every time you rise, heaven celebrates. Every time you say, I will trust you again, angels take their posts around you. Sometimes I imagine courage as a quiet fire, not a roar, but a steady glow that refuses to die. That's what God places inside you, a flame that keeps burning even in the storm. And when the wind howls, His Spirit leans close and whispers, keep standing, because you were never meant to fight alone. Now, breathe these next words deep into your heart. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. That's Psalm 121, verses 3 through 8. One of the most beautiful promises ever written. God does not sleep. He doesn't take breaks. He doesn't forget you when the night feels endless. While you rest, He keeps watch. While you dream, He guards the doorway of your life. He blesses your coming in and your going out, from now and forevermore. When you drive home late at night, He's awake. When you sit quietly with your thoughts, He's listening. When you walk through change, heartbreak, or new beginnings, He's already there. Your life is not random. Every step is seen. Every tear is counted. Every breath is held within His care. Think of a shepherd watching his flock at midnight. Every movement, every sound, every shadow matters. That's how your Father watches over you. He stands guard, not because He has to, but because He loves to. He delights in keeping you safe. His vigilance is not a burden. It's an expression of affection. Sometimes you might wonder, but why do bad things still happen? Even then, His hand remains steady. Protection doesn't always mean exemption from pain. Sometimes it means preservation through it. Sometimes God allows you to walk through fire, not to burn you, but to prove that you can't be consumed. Because His presence becomes the shield that carries you through. Maybe you're remembering a season when you almost gave up, when the road was long and hope felt too heavy. But you made it here. That's proof enough. You were never walking alone. Every rescue you didn't see, every accident avoided, every breath after heartbreak, it was His hand. And the same hand still holds you tonight. Let that truth rest on your spirit like a blanket. You are seen. You are guarded. You are loved with an unrelenting love. The Lord, who never sleeps, watches over your coming and going. He will keep your soul. He will not let you fall unnoticed. He will guide you safely through this night, into morning light. I remember one night, years ago, when fear felt louder than faith. The world outside my window was quiet, but my heart was restless. I had prayed for answers and heard nothing but silence. But then, in the stillness, a verse came alive. He who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. And for the first time, I realized maybe silence wasn't absence. Maybe it was God standing guard, telling me, rest. I'm awake. That night, I slept peacefully for the first time in months, because I knew I wasn't the only one awake in the dark. So tonight, wherever you are, sitting quietly in your car, lying awake in your room, or watching the city lights through a hospital window, breathe. Let the weight of the day fall from your shoulders. The God who never sleeps is keeping watch over you. His peace moves gently through the room. His angels draw near like quiet guardians of the night. You are seen. You are safe. You are deeply loved. You can let go now. Heaven has not closed its eyes. And yet, maybe your heart still trembles without reason. The night feels long, and silence presses close. Your mind drifts through endless what-ifs, scrolling through distractions, hoping something will quiet the ache inside. But nothing satisfies that deep longing, because what your soul truly needs isn't noise, but presence. Not more answers, but assurance. Not control, but the comfort of knowing that even here, even now, God is near. Maybe you've tried to pray, but words don't come. Maybe you've smiled all day for others, but inside you feel fragile. Maybe you lie awake wondering if anyone truly sees your pain. If that's you tonight, listen closely, because this moment is holy. You are remembered. You are seen. You are held in perfect peace. The same God who called light out of chaos is watching over you now. His protection isn't just physical, it's deeper, like a covering for your soul, a shield for your mind, your emotions, your weary heart. It guards you from fear, from worry, from temptation that tries to pull you away. It is the quiet strength that says, "Be still. I am here." Imagine a child in a father's arms, safe, unafraid, resting without needing to understand why. That's what divine protection feels like. You may still hear the storm outside, but you no longer fear it, because the arms holding you are stronger than the wind. Every time fear rises, remember, you are in the Father's embrace. You are wrapped in His love, covered by His grace, and hidden in His peace. There's no darkness too thick for His light, no night too long for His watchful care. For it is written, He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Do you hear that? God doesn't sleep. When you close your eyes, He opens His. When you surrender control, He takes command. Even when you dream, His angels stand guard around you. Psalm 34, verse 7 reminds us, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear Him, and He delivers them." That means you are surrounded, not by worry, but by wings, not by chaos, but by calm. The unseen world moves with divine order, keeping you safe in ways you'll never fully see. And still, there are nights you'll whisper, "Lord, are you there?" Yes, always. For He says in Isaiah 41:10, "Do not fear, for I am with you." He doesn't send comfort from afar. He steps into your pain. He walks through your valley, sits beside your tears, and lifts your chin toward the light. There is something powerful in knowing you are never alone. When your strength fails, His begins. When your hope fades, His promises stand unshaken. And when fear knocks on your door, faith whispers, He's already here. Joshua 1:9 declares, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Strength isn't about never trembling. Courage isn't about never crying. It's about believing that even in your weakness, you are held. It's knowing that when you cannot take another step, grace carries you forward. God's protection is not a wall that isolates you. It's a presence that walks beside you. He doesn't promise a life without storms, but he promises peace within them. And sometimes, peace looks like stillness, the kind that says, I can rest because he never sleeps. Think of how the sun rises every morning, without your help, without your reminder. That's how faithfully God watches over you. He doesn't forget. He doesn't overlook. He doesn't get weary of holding you close. When you wake, he is already there. When you lie down, he surrounds you. Maybe you've been through a season that tested your faith. Maybe you lost something precious, and it changed the way you see God. But even when your faith flickers, his love remains steady. He never blames you for being tired. He just whispers, come rest under my wings. There's a sacred quiet in his presence, a place where your soul can breathe again, a place where the noise of the world fades, and you remember that you were never meant to carry everything alone. That's where true protection lives, not in the absence of struggle, but in the closeness of God. No temptation, no anxiety, no fear can reach you when your heart is anchored in him, because his spirit builds walls around your peace. And when the enemy whispers lies, his truth stands guard at the door of your heart. You are not weak for needing protection. You are wise for seeking it in the right place. And if tonight you feel small, that's okay. You don't have to be mighty. You only have to be still, because the one who made heaven and earth is mighty for you. He is your defender, your shelter, your night watch. No night is too dark for the one who never sleeps. No problem too deep for the one who commands the dawn. No tear unnoticed by the God who counts them all. I remember a night when fear wouldn't let me rest. Every sound outside made my heart race. I whispered, Lord, I'm scared. And suddenly, it felt like the air changed, not because the storm stopped, but because peace entered the room. It was as if God leaned close and whispered, sleep. I'm still awake that night, I realized. Protection isn't just about safety. It's about trust. It's about believing that while I rest, heaven is still working. That even in silence, love is still moving. So if your thoughts feel loud tonight, if your heart is heavy, let these words wrap around you like a gentle song. You are protected. You are loved. You are never out of his sight. Rest, knowing that the Lord, who guards you, will not sleep nor slumber. Heavenly Father, thank you for your angels surrounding me tonight. Thank you for being my shield, my refuge, and my peace. Teach my heart to rest in your care. Let every anxious thought fade beneath your presence. As I close my eyes, I surrender my fears, my worries, my plans. Cover me under your wings of love. Let your spirit breathe calm into my soul. When morning comes, let me rise with gratitude, for you kept me safe through the night. When the sun rises, you will still be held. When you open your eyes, you will still be protected. Because the God who watched over you in the dark is the same God who lights your way in the morning. If this prayer brings peace to your heart, leave a comment below and type Amen. Share this video with someone who needs to be reminded that God never sleeps. And subscribe for more nightly prayers that lead you into peace, healing, and rest. No matter how dark the night seems, remember, the light of God never fades, and his protection never sleeps.